Now this example here is a little bit harder because there's two square roots, but we still follow the same steps. The first thing I'm going to do is isolate one of my square roots. So I'll isolate this one. Square root of 2x minus 5 is 1 plus the square root of x minus 3. Now to cancel this square root, I'll square this side and I'll square this side, which might create extraneous solutions. So squaring my left side, I get 2x minus 5. Squaring my right side, remember, is 1 plus square root x minus 3 times 1 plus square root x minus 3. If I FOIL that out, I get 1 plus 2 square root x minus 3 plus x minus 3. And that's going to simplify to be 2 square root x minus 3 plus x minus 2. Now what I can do is isolate this square root. So I am going to add 2 and subtract x. So I'll have x minus 3 equals 2 square root of x minus 3. And then to isolate that square root, I could divide by 2, and I'll have x minus 3 over 2 equals square root of x minus 3. Now I can square both sides. So my left side's numerator becomes x squared minus 6x plus 9, and the denominator becomes 4. And this equals x minus 3. Now, in order to cancel that denominator, I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. So now I have x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 4x minus 12. I'm almost here now. I have a quadratic equation, so I'll get the right side equal to 0, and that'll make x squared minus 10x plus 21 equals 0. So I can factor by guess and check now. X, and minus 3 minus 7 works out. X minus 3 equals 0, or x minus 7 equals 0. So x equals 3 or 7. So now what I need to do is check both answers to make sure neither one of them is extraneous. So the first one I'll check is let me go back up here, sorry. I'm going to check x equals 3. And remember, when I'm checking in my original equation. So if I plug in 3, I have 6 minus 5 square root minus square root of 3 minus 3. Does that equal 1? Well, 6 minus 5 is square root of 1 minus square root of 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. So that is not extraneous. Now I'm going to check x equals 7. If I plug in 7 into my original equation, I have square root of 14 minus 5 minus square root of 7 minus 3. Does that equal 1? Well, 14 minus 5 leaves square root of 9. 7 minus 3 is square root of 4. Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 4 is 2. 3 minus 2, 1 equals 1. So we do not have any extraneous solutions. So our final answers are x equals 3 and 7. So notice sometimes you do not get extraneous solutions.